Hey everybody, Terry here. This comes from Liberty Riders, Danny Gold. Justice wins. New FBI director just made every Antifa a criminal with just 2 words. To anyone who has been to a Trump rally or even watched an internet video, there can be zero doubt that Antifa are a bunch of dangerous and violent psychopaths using force to destroy our country. That much is a fact. Now those anarchists who prey on ignorant liberal teens, have been smashed one final time. That will shut them down for sure. The FBI, Department of Homeland Security, have declared Antifa a domestic terror organization. This is actually not a recent discovery either, people. It turns out the FBI and DHS determined back in 2016 that Antifa was a terror organization and began warning states back then of the danger they posed. Still, many Dems saw these alt-left extremists as allies in the fight against the Republicans. Wouldn't you know it? And decided to ignore the warning. Thanks to the label, however, the new FBI Director Christopher Wray is working overtime to put all the known Antifa on the terror watch list to prevent them from creating WMDs and traveling overseas to get anarchy training in Greece and Italy. So now the ball is in the Democrats' court. They were so ready to say Trump was wrong, to call Antifa violent and dangerous. It turns out the FBI agreed with Trump even back then. Help share this major report everywhere and put Antifa away once and for all. So they knew back in 2016. And who in their right mind would consider them allies? And if you consider somebody like that allied, like Antifa, like the Democrats, what does that make? What does that make your group, Democrats? What does that make your party? Doesn't that make your party a hate and racist party then? Because that's what Antifa is. They're a hate and racist group. Does that make the Democrats' party a hate and racist party? Gives you something to think about. If you got somebody like that fighting against the Republicans, you go back in history and stuff like that, Democrats are the ones that started the Ku Klux Klan. I can see why the Democrats would want Antifa as their allies. Yep, I can understand that. But it's just not Antifa. It's all the rest of them. And I'm not going to leave out the Ku Klux Klan, the skinheads, the neo-Nazis, and of course Black Lives Matter, and that other one they got out, that Southern poverty place that was talking the other day about Fort Hood, and Fort Bragg, and Fort Benning, saying that the Army bases were Confederate monuments and need to be taken down. How stupid can that be? All these organizations need to go. And with Black Lives Matter, that's truly a hate and racist group. When you separate races, because that's what Black Lives Matter did, they separated their race to start their own group and called it Black Lives Matter. To me, all lives matter. And when they started their own group, Black Lives Matter, and give it a heading like that, Black Lives Matter, that means only Black Lives Matter. To me, they're a hate and racist group when they done that. And in my eyes, it will always be a hate and racist group. Just like the Klan, neo-Nazis, skinheads, even the Southern Poverty group. To me, they're a hate group. Hell, they talk about our army bases that way. Yeah, they're a hate group. And probably a racist group, just like the rest of them. But that makes me think, what's the Democrats? Are they a hate and racist party now because they want Antifa for allies to fight against the Republicans? I mean to tell you, the Democrat Party has been racist for a long time. And if people would study history, which is true that the Democrats started the Ku Klux Klan, and the Democrats weren't for anything that had to do with black people having the ability to vote or to go to school with white kids. They were against it. They wanted the blacks to be separated from the whites. So, who's the racist party here, people? Looks like the Democrats are to me. Because they sure do back hate and racist groups like Antifa. If people would go and look, I got a video on my channel. It's called the Patriot News Channel. Go on there and watch some of my videos. You will see what I am talking about when I talk about the Democrats being the way they are. Because it's true. Because history tells us. They sure in the hell are trying to erase history by taking the monuments down and doing all this. It's just stupid. It needs to stop. You know, we need to come together. Instead of hating, we need to love one another. I'm only going to do this because it says it in the Bible. It says, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's all I'm going to say about religion. Because I've had people on YouTube ask me, Terry, are you religious? Let's just say that I believe in God Almighty. And leave it at that, because I don't like mixing religion and politics, and I never will. But until next time, this is Terry at the Patriot News Channel.